Hello, welcome to Medicine for the Soul Yoga. My name's Kat and this is part 22 of our Journey to Crow series. So today we're still working with the transition of jumping back from crow into chaturanga or low plank. Today we're going to be really focusing on plank and low plank, and we're going to be hopping back from the top of the mat to kind of practice what that feels like to help build up confidence and strength to then practice from jumping back from crow pose. So this is a great class to practice if perhaps you're struggling a bit with the transition and you need to take it back a level and really get the foundations correct. So I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start standing at the front of the mat today and have the outside edges of the feet parallel to each other. So that might mean the toes are slightly in and the heels are slightly out. We're going to lift up all 10 toes, spread out the toes and then gently place them back on the mat. Lifting up the kneecaps to engage the legs, gently rolling in the pelvis, engaging the core. Roll the shoulders, big up, back and down. Just check in that hasn't arched the back. Palms facing forward and really spread through the fingers, so really active hands. Close the eyes, gently draw the chin down to the chest so that the forehead is over the chin and the back of the neck is long. And we'll breathe deeply in and out through the nose. And it is possible to have the core engaged whilst also allowing for deep belly breath. So we allow the breath to travel right down into the tummy, the area below the belly button. Big deep breath through the nose, really grounding ourselves. Can you feel into all four corners of the feet? Your kneecaps lifting, are you engaging the legs, the glutes, the core? And we're going to keep the eyes closed and gently begin to rock forward and back. So a little test of our balance. And working with bringing the weight into the toes and then the heels. Depending on how stable you feel, you could maybe even begin to lift the heels and lift the toes as you rock forward and back. If you struggle with your balance, you can open the eyes, otherwise try to keep them closed. We're just working with building up our sense of our center of gravity. Good. Maybe making the lift slightly higher if you are lifting the heels and the toes. Could even come all the way onto the tiptoes if possible. Don't worry if you lose your balance, just bring yourself back. And then we'll find the center and the stillness, and we'll do the same, gently rocking side to side. So bringing the weight all the way into one foot and then the other. Again, you might even find you can lift up one foot as you sway side to side, keeping both legs straight. Good, and then finding stillness in the center, and we'll make a circle going clockwise with our weight. So kind of imagining that we're just rolling around on the feet. Can maybe lift up areas of the feet that feel they can be lifted when there's no weight on them. And we'll go the other way. Good, and then finding stillness in the center. Big inhale, reaching the arms up, look at the hands. Really good. Exhale, we'll bring the palms down to the chest, bend into the legs, and come into a nice forward fold. Feel that lovely lengthening of the lower back. Draw the chin into the chest. And we can place the hands behind the head, have the legs as bent as needed to rest the chest on the thighs. And just release the hands into the back of the head. Take a few deep breaths here. In and out through the nose. Maybe give the neck a little massage with the thumbs. Good, and then release the hands. We'll place the hand on each elbow and gently rock side to side. Big deep breath through the nose. Good, and then we'll place the hands on the shins and inhale, come up halfway. As we exhale, we'll bend the legs, plant the hands, fingers are spread. We'll step the right foot back and then the left foot back. We're in our high plank. Take a moment to really stabilize yourself here. Imagine that you're pushing out the ground with the hands. We're lifting the kneecaps again, and we're drawing the heels back. So even though the shoulders stay over the wrists, the heels can lengthen back to kind of lengthen out the back of the legs. We squeeze in the core, squeeze the glutes, shift the weight slightly more forward over the wrists, pushing up out the ground. Imagine like someone was about to sit on you and you need to be pushing up against them. Big inhale, and exhale, drop the knees, shoulders, hips and knees are in one long line. Exhale, bring the chest forward, elbows hug in. Inhale, come up into our back bend, squeeze the glutes. And exhale, tuck the toes, and we'll find our downward facing dog. Pedaling out the heels. Big deep breath through the nose. Let the hips sway side to side if that feels good for you. Good. We'll inhale, look forward. We'll step the right foot forward. Use the hand to help if you need. Left foot comes forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, reaching the arms up. Big inhale. Good. We'll just do the other side. Exhale, bend the legs forward, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back. And then the right foot back. We find our plank. We're pushing out the ground with the hands, squeezing in the glutes, lifting the kneecaps. Big inhale here, and then exhale, drop the knees. Chest and chin comes down. Inhale, roll up the back. And then exhale, finding our downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take a moment here with the breath. We can gently pulse our chest towards the thighs to help warm up the spine and feel that lengthening into the hamstrings as well. Good. We'll inhale, look forward to the hand, step the left foot forward, and then the right. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, reaching the hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, we're going to find a little twist here just to help warm up the spine a bit more. Keep the hips facing forward. As we exhale, we'll twist to the right and bring the left hand forward and the right hand back. Keep that right hip pushing forward, breathing deeply. Squeezing in the core here as well to help us. Inhale, reach back up to center. Good, and then exhale to the left. Push the left hip forward, relaxing the shoulders. Big deep breath through the nose. And then inhale, look forward. Good. Exhale, bend the legs. Inhale, come up halfway. And this time we're going to plant the hands and hop back to high plank. So we're going to bend the legs, plant the hands, pushing out the hands really stable, spreading the fingers. We're going to hop back to high plank. So try and keep the weight forward in the hands as we hop back. If you found that a bit clumsy, then absolutely practice again. We can step forward, keep the chest lifting, keep the weight in the hands, and try to keep the feet really light and bend the legs as much as you need to. Hop back. Good. Big inhale here. Exhale, we take our vinyasa, drop the knees, chest and chin comes down. Inhale, roll up. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog, pedaling out the heels. Big deep breath through the nose. Good. Option to step forward here or option to take a little hop forward. So here it's really important to keep the weight in the hands and keep the chest lifting. So often when we hop forward, we let the weight come back into the feet and we lose our stability. I'll just show you what that looks like. So if the legs are heavy and we kind of fall back a bit, that's quite a common issue that people have. So the main thing to prevent that happening is keep the weight in the hands. Keep the chest lifting, lift up the hips, spring back with the knees, keep the hips high and hop forward. Inhale, we'll come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, bend into the legs. Again, we're going to come into a forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And again, we're going to hop back. So plant the hands, weight into the hands and hop back to plank. Really good. Big inhale here. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Option to drop the knees or option to come into a full chaturanga. And then inhale, upward dog. Move the feet. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good. Releasing into the hamstrings. Big deep breath through the nose. Inhale, look forward. We'll do that hop again. Coil back into the legs and hop forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, bring the palms to the chest and release the hands either side of the body, palms facing forward. Big deep breath through the nose. Just take a moment here to recenter yourself, ground yourself, bring yourself back to the breath. In and out through the nose, right into the tummy. And place the hands on the area below the belly button if that helps you to visualize where the breath needs to be landing. And feel the hands being pushed away with every breath. Good. And we'll gently open the eyes and we'll inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, forward fold, bend into the legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Now this time as we exhale, we're going to try to jump back into chaturanga. So that's low plank, where the arms are at a 45-degree angle. If you struggle with chaturanga and you're still using your knees, then still give it a go. But if you know that's not going to be possible and you might fall down, firstly, that's fine because we're going to be quite low to the mat anyway. But also if you do struggle or do want to take it back a level, just hop back into normal plank rather than into low plank. But we're going to try hopping back to low plank if you would like. So we'll bend the legs, keep the weight in the arms, and as you shoot the legs back, we bend the arms, but we want to keep the chest lifting. We want height. We don't want to collapse down. So we keep looking up, we keep the chest lifting, and we're going to hop back. Hop back, keep the chest lifting, and then inhale, push up. The reason why it's important to keep the chest lifting is if we allow the chest to come too far down, then it's almost impossible to come back into our back bend because the chest is so much lower. So we need to keep the chest level to our kind of elbows to make it really easy to then come up into our back bend. Good, so inhale, come into our back bend, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels. Inhale, look forward, option to step, or we hop forward, coil into the legs. Keep the weight in the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to do that one more time. So quite a workout with this class, but not too much longer. Exhale, bend into the legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. And again, hopping back either to high plank or low plank. And then inhale, come straight into our upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Really good. So just through practicing that little sequence, we build up strength so quickly. So if you're struggling, don't worry. Just fit a few of those into your practice and the strength will be built really quickly, actually, if you do that regularly. You'll be amazed at how much stronger you can get, and that's really the way that we can build up our strength for this. We're going to bring the knees out wide, toes together, sink the hips back, slide the fingers forward, relax the shoulders, and just take a few deep breaths here. In and out through the nose, right into the tummy. Good, and then we'll gently reach the chest up, walk the hands back. We'll bring the right hand by our right foot and inhale, reach the hips up, just releasing a bit into the shoulders. Exhale, come down, swing to the other side, left fingertips by left foot. Inhale, reach the right hand up, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release down, really good. And then rolling the shoulders. Perfect. So we're going to practice a little bit of crow pose now. Option to practice your jump back, or option just to stay in your crow pose, or option to practice hopping back how we just did. So really it depends on your level and where you're at. Listen to your body and what you need today. I'm going to be doing the crow to jump back. So for anyone who wants to practice that with me, you can. Otherwise, go ahead and practice what will work for you. Especially when jumping back, having a cushion or maybe a folded blanket or something in front of the face can be quite helpful to build up your confidence and not feel so scared about hopping the feet off the body. First of all, if you're coming into crow, we'll just come into a low yogi squat and gently shift the hips side to side, really opening the inside of the hips. And breathing deeply. In and out through the nose. Good. Finding stillness here. We'll just work into the wrists a bit. So we'll just whirl around the wrists. Interlacing the hands. This wave is my favorite one. It really stretches out all of the muscles. Maybe pushing the palms away. Whatever works for you. Shaking them out feels quite good as well. And then we'll come into our crow pose if you would like to. Your option to just stay working with your crow, or option to follow me. Keeping the hips quite lifted, lifting up the heels, bending the elbows and squeezing the elbows in. Kind of same as chaturanga arms. So chaturanga is a really great way of building strength for crow pose. Knees onto the back of the arms. Keep the chest lifting and looking forward. Lifting up the toes. And then the next step is bringing the toes together. Hug the elbows in and lift the feet up. This is what's going to help us space to hop back. If you'd like to hop back, you can give it a go. Keep the elbows hugging in and hop back, and inhale, come up. Don't worry if you end up falling. It's really good practice just to give it a go anyway, and then complement that with the exercises we did earlier to build strength, and then you'll find that you can actually do it. Good. Big deep breath through the nose. We're going to come down onto our knees, and as we exhale, round the back, and inhale, arch the back, roll the shoulders, lift up the chin. Exhale, round the back, draw the chin into the chest. Inhale, arch and roll the shoulders, look up. We'll keep the hips over the knees, just walk the hands forward and come into puppy pose. Forehead resting on the mat. Big deep breath through the nose. Feel the breath landing in the tummy. Good, we'll look forward and bring the hips down. Coming into Sphinx pose, just a gentle back bend, pushing the feet into the mat. Squeezing the glutes, keep the feet planted down. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up. So squeeze the core and feel the core wrapping all the way around the side into the back. As we exhale, bring the hands forward, and inhale, swim the hands back, palms facing up, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the hands forward. Inhale, swim the arms back, lift the chest. Exhale, hands forward. Inhale, bring the arms back, lift the chest last time, hold here. Option to keep the feet planted, or option to lift the feet up, maybe even the thighs too. Option to keep the legs like this, or option to bend the legs and maybe find the feet coming into bow pose. Pushing the feet into the hands, we're really working for the back and the core here. One more big inhale, and exhale, release. And we can place one side of the face on the mat and feel the shoulders relax. Bring yourself back to the breath. Good, and then we'll gently come back to center. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, roll up into our back bend, elbows hug in. Exhale, we're going to come down. Inhale, pushing up with the hands. So we're working with the chaturanga arms. Exhale, come down. Inhale, push up. Really use the hands here. So we're using the arms rather than the core. We're keeping the elbows hugging in. Good. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale up, pushing through the fingers. Big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll lengthen out that lower back. Sinking back the hips towards the heels. Maybe wiggling the hips side to side, finding length. And then we'll gently roll up. Walk the knees in, and we'll come to sitting down with the hips and the feet hip width apart. Shuffle the weight forward so you've got space, and we'll wrap the arms around the legs and just lean back gently. Draw the chin into the chest. Gently roll the forehead side to side. Big deep breath through the nose. Good, and then releasing the forehead into the center, sitting up. Bring the hands back towards the hips, gently letting the knees sway side to side. Pushing the hips forward as they travel across. And then releasing all the way down, using the core, so palms facing up, draw the chin into the chest. And releasing all the way down. Really good. Place the hands just below the belly button and feel the shoulder blades melting and releasing into the ground. Just take a moment here with your breath. I'm beginning to slow down the breath here. Just take a moment to be grateful for your body, for working so hard, and the ability that we have to move our bodies and build our strength. What a privilege that really is when you think about it. Maybe even allowing yourself a little smile and let that feeling rush through your beautiful body. Good. We'll place the hands either side of the hips and we're just going to release the lower back a little bit. Can hold a bit of tension, especially with all the planks and the chaturangas. We're going to bend the legs in, lift them up and use the hands to push ourselves up. Hug the elbows in and place the hands onto the hips. Coming into shoulder stand, option to just stay here or option to kind of walk the shoulders and the elbows in and reach the feet up over the hips. Pointing the toes, big deep breath through the nose. Squeeze the glutes, releasing the feet over the head if you would like. Maybe they land behind the head, maybe they just stop somewhere in the air, it's absolutely fine. Just feeling this lovely release across the back body, maybe even bending the legs, you can place the knees kind of over each ear. And then we'll release the shoulders out wide, roll vertebrae by vertebrae down the back. Good. Place the feet on the mat. Wrap the right leg over the left and let both legs fall to the left. Look over the right shoulder, palm facing up. Big deep breath through the nose. Good. We'll bring the legs up to center and let the left leg cross over the right and let both legs fall to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Good, and then gently come back to center. Come into happy baby to finish. So soles of the feet facing up, holding onto the shins, ankles or outside edges of the feet, drawing down. Relax the shoulders and the face. Gently swaying side to side. Big deep breath through the nose. And then we'll release the feet down. Lengthen the legs out long. Have the palms facing up. Rolling into the feet. Feel the shoulder blades melting into the ground. Feel the tummy rising and falling with every breath. Feeling satisfied and accomplished with wherever you're at on your journey. There's absolutely no rush. And staying here connected with your breath for as long as you feel to today. Thank you for joining me.